of the goodness of God.
The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) Women Wing will weaken to Rubber State cordially invites the public to their 31st annual convention, which is scheduled to take place on 15th through 18th May 2025. Venue CRC and LCCEB. Theme: the role of Christian women in time like this. Special guest of honor, Her Excellency Mrs. Agin Agbukefus, First Lady of the Rubber State. Guest speakers, Very Reverend Engineer Okechukwu Kalu JP and Reverend Sagarga Novalga Gargia. Chief host, Mrs. Alice Nuhu, weekend chairperson. Host, Mrs. Philomena Ibrahim and Reverend Dr. Dan Adis. Announcer, Planning Committee.
The goodness of God.
The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) Women Wing will weaken to Rubber State cordially invites the public to their 31st annual convention, which is scheduled to take place on 15th through 18th May 2025. Venue CRC and LCCEB. Theme: the role of Christian women in time like this. Special guest of honor, Her Excellency Mrs. Agin Agbukefus, First Lady of the Rubber State. Guest speakers, Very Reverend Engineer Okechukwu Kalu JP and Reverend Sagarga Novalga Gargia. Chief host, Mrs. Alice Nuhu, weekend chairperson. Host, Mrs. Philomena Ibrahim and Reverend Dr. Dan Adis. Announcer, Planning Committee.
Are you ready to advance your career in health and management? Higher Ground College of Health and Management Sciences invites ambitious students to pursue excellence in dynamic learning environments. Why choose us? Our institution offers a transformative educational experience, combining education excellence and practical skills. We provide a cutting-edge curriculum with hands-on training, mentorship from industry professionals, networking opportunities for career growth, and leadership development for global impact. The programs offered include BSc, Medical Laboratory Science, Nursing Science, Environmental Health.
Welcome to the broadcast of News Hour on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. You can follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Now the major headlines. Northeast Development Commission calls for urgent healthcare improvement. DHQ launches military diplomacy campaign in Adamawa State. Gunmen abduct 20 passengers on Benue Adoka Makodi Road. I am Esther Oka Stephen, and now the news in full. The Northeast Development Commission (NEDC) has emphasized the urgent need to improve healthcare services in the region. Managing Director Mr. Mohammed Al-Khali disclosed during a meeting with the Ministry of Regional Development in Abuja that the region, with about 30 million people, has only one MRI machine. He said the Commission is addressing the gap by providing new MRI machines and establishing specialized medical centers across the 6 states. Al-Khali noted that the Commission plans to set up centers of excellence focused on various medical fields, including health diseases and internal medicine. He also referenced damages caused by flood in Maiduguri, which destroyed essential medical equipment, underscoring the need for replacement. He unveiled a regional master plan aimed at transforming the Northeast by 2030. The plan, structured in 4 phases, covers stabilization, renewal, expansion, and sustainable growth, and focuses on 11 pillars including agriculture, health, education, infrastructure, and regional integration. With an estimated cost of $80 billion, it includes initiatives such as e-mobile, infrastructure rehabilitations, and transport system development. Minister of Regional Development Abubakar Momo urged the Commission to prioritize impactful and deliverable projects and to establish an investment corporation to sustainable funding. He emphasized transparency, strategic collaboration, and the need to raise public awareness to the Commission's project and progress. Board Chairman, retired Major General Paul Tarfa, reaffirmed the Commission's dedication to synergy and alignment with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, stressing that collaborative efforts will yield significant national development outcomes. On Thursday, the Defense Headquarters (DHQ) launched a military diplomacy campaign in Yola South local government area of Adamawa State to promote peace, security, and patriotism among the community. The initiative, which is part of the DHQ's Border National Outreach, was spearheaded by Commander Godwin Egbunu, who emphasized the importance of community cooperation in supporting military operations. Egbunu encouraged the public to resist involvement in criminal activities and urged parents to monitor their children's behavior to prevent negative influences. He also highlighted the role of the military to fostering security, emphasizing the public should view the military as a partner rather than an adversary. Additionally, he warned against the spread of fake news, urging people to rally on traditional media for accurate information. Brigadier General Paul Zawaya, representing the 23 Brigade Yola, commended the community cooperation, citing the success of Operation Farautu in the state. Yola South Local Government Chairman Salihu Malkohi thanked the military for their efforts, acknowledging that the area security had spurred local development. Community leaders voiced out their support for the initiative, with some suggesting that similar campaigns be extended to the other region, particularly conflict-prone areas, to strengthen ties between the military and the people. Gunmen have abducted 20 passengers traveling in two commercial buses along the Adoka-Makurdi Road in Benue State. The ambush occurred near Naka, Gewa West local government area, according to a commercial driver. The vehicle involved were a Picnic and a Sharon model carrying a combined total of 19 passengers and 2 drivers. Yakubu Onu, Secretary of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, high-level units, confirmed that the buses departed from the high-level park in Makurdi. The first vehicle, enrolled in Lokoja, had 9 passengers, 6 of whom were abducted. The second, traveling to from Ankpa to Makurdi, lost 8 passengers to the assailant. Some passengers, including a driver, an elderly woman, and a breastfeeding mother, were spared. His Royal Highness Daniel Ambotse, the traditional ruler of Naka, affirmed that the incident took place at Okpa, near Adoka, an ungoverned area now exploited by criminals. The attack added to a string of violent incidents in north-central Nigeria. Earlier in April, government killed 51 in Plateau State, Zeke village. In Benue, at least 56 were killed in Logo and Gabgil local government areas, while a roadside bomb in Borno claimed 8 lives. Another Benue attack near Otukpo saw 13 people abducted. In a concerning development, a new terror group known as the Mahmuda faction, allegedly linked to Boko Haram, has taken control of parts of Kwara and Niger states. The group has established governance structure in rural areas, imposing Islamic codes, collecting levies, and settling disputes. In response to worsening insecurity, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu held a high-level meeting with security chiefs on April 23rd, directing an overhaul of the country's security framework. He emphasized the need of collaboration between federal, state, and local authorities to restore peace. National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribado confirmed that the president, even while abroad, remained engaged and issued directive for immediate actions. Meanwhile, the Niger state government imposed a dusk-to-dawn curfew in Minna following a surge in violence, restricting movement and banning motorcycle and tricycle operation during the curfew hours, except for emergencies. The Taraba state government has received 20,000 bags of 10 kg rice from the Dangote Foundations as part of the foundation's National Food Intervention Program aimed at reducing hardship among vulnerable Nigerians. The donation was handed over to the State Palliative Care Committee for distribution across all local government areas in the state. Speaking at the handover ceremony, the Group General Manager of Operation at Dangote Sugar Refinery, Alhaji Bello Damusa, representing Alhaji Aliko Dangote, said the gesture was a demonstration of the Dangote Group's commitment to giving back to society. Chairman of the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, Algon in Taraba State, Alhaji Aminu Asanjaro, expressed appreciation on behalf of local councils, noting that donation had boosted morale at the grassroots and would bring relief to many. The state government assured that the food items would be distributed fairly and transparently to ensure they reach the most vulnerable. In a bid to curb the brain drain in the healthcare sector, the Akwa Ibom state government has introduced a bond system for medical trainees, ensuring that they remain in public service after completing their specialist training. The bond, registered with the Nigerian Medical Council, is part of the state's strategy to retain trained professionals and protect its investments in human capital development. Head of Civil Service Elder Effiong Essien explained that the initiative is coupled with the recruitment of 600 medical workers and 100 occupational safety officers. He also praised Governor Umoeno's commitment to workers' affairs, highlighting that the 60 billion naira is the over 90 billion naira in outstanding gratuities and benefits had been paid since its administrations began. Governor Eno has also approved pension increase for retirees and implemented a new 80,000 minimum wages effective from February 2025, following the verification of 53,000 workers. Additionally, the state has been addressing outstanding debts of the 7.5% contributory pension scheme with 500 million naira released monthly. Akwa Ibom State University staff are being integrated into the central payroll system, and junior staff are benefited from 150 newly built two-bedroom bungalows. SCN commended the digital personnel verification system, which allows retirees to complete the process easily, even from abroad. The article-led 2027 National Coalition has stated that it will remain focused despite the defection of several governors and opposition leaders to the All Progressive Congress APC. The coalition confirmed that more defections are expected to be emphasized, that they are undeterred in their mission to provide a credible alternative for Nigerians in the 2027 election. Malam Saliu Mo Lukman, a leader of the coalition and former Director General of the Progressive Governors Forum, reacted to the recent defection of Delta State Governor Sheriff Oberovri, stating that such defection were anticipated. He expressed confidence that the coalition would not be distracted and would soon reveal further details about their structure and strategy for the upcoming election. Lukman noted that while some governors had moved to APC, the coalition remained focused on presenting a political alternative that addresses Nigerians' issues, particularly those arising from previous administration. He stressed the coalition's commitment to creating a government accountable to all Nigerians, aiming to avoid the mistakes of the past and produce leaders the country can be proud of. Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, the recently appointed sole administrator of Rivers State, attended its first National Economic Council meeting at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. The session, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima, includes several state governors and NEC members. Ibas' participation follows his appointment by President Bola Tinubu in March after a state of emergency was declared in Rivers State due to political and security instability. This declaration led to the 6-month suspension of Governor Semina Laye Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and all state lawmakers. President Tinubu appointed Ibas, a former chief of naval staff, to manage state affairs during the emergency period, with judicial functions remaining active but legislative power not in place. The move has sparked legal debate, with critics including the Nigerian Bar Association questioning its constitutionality. Meanwhile, Rivers Women United for SIM held another peaceful protest in Port Harcourt, calling for the reinstatement of Fubaras and other suspended officials. They urged President Tinubu to restore peace and democracy in the state, stressing the governor's innocence and reaffirming their support for him. The last demonstrations follows earlier rallies in April where women displayed placards and sang solidarity songs demanding justice and democratic restoration. The Lagos state government has revealed that 26,592 public school students failed the 2024 West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination, representing 45.7% of the 58,188 candidates who sat for the exams. The disclosure was made by the Commissioner of Basic and Secondary Education, Jamiu Ali Balogun, during a ministerial press briefing in Al-Hausa, Ikeja. Despite the state's payment of over 1.57 billion naira in WAEC fee, the high failure rate has raised concern across the education sector. To improve performance and accountability, biometric and image registration was conducted for the 2025 WAEC, successfully identifying 56,134 eligible beneficiaries for government sponsorship. in the state. In response, the state has launched the Eco-Learners Support Program, a strategic initiative targeting WAEC and NECO candidates, launched on January 14, 2025. The program aimed to broadcast 320 lessons across 10 major subjects via Lagos television and digital platform, providing accessible world-class tutoring for students. Ali Balogun emphasized the importance of the program in fostering academic excellence, urging all students, particularly those in boarding schools, to take full advantage of the resources provided. The Osun State chapter of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has strongly criticized Honorable Oluwole Oke, the member representing Obokun Oriede Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, following his defection from the All Progressives Congress (APC). In his resignation letter dated 16 April 2025, addressed to his ward chairman in Ese Oke, Oke formally announced his exit from the PDP. Similar notifications were sent to the national and state leadership of the party. Reacting, Osun PDP chairman Sunday Bisi described Oke's defection as regrettable, accusing him of self-centered politics and long-time reliance on the party's goodwill without genuine commitment. Bisi alleged that Oke had a track record of exploiting internal discontent and refusing to submit to democratic competition. Bisi urged PDP members in the Obokun Oriede constituency to stay focused on supporting the progress under Governor Ademola Adeleke. He noted that the party had anticipated Oke's move, citing its resistance to internal democratic processes. Oke, however, defended his departure in a video message to constituents, expressing frustration over being sidelined despite its years of sacrifice and support for the party. He said he had supported the party growth and backed key figures, including the current governor, only to be treated as an outsider. Osun PDP Director of Media and Publicity, Oladele Bamiji, echoed Bisi's remark, calling Oke a lazy politician who sought party tickets without contest. He said the PDP would no longer be held hostage by one individual's ambition. Former PDP National Publicity Secretary Dairan Adeyemi also criticized Oke, describing him as greedy and ungrateful. He urged that after nearly 2 decades in the House of Representatives, it was time for others in the constituency to have a chance. The Jigawa state government has supported over 250,000 farmers across its 27 local government areas to subsidize agricultural inputs since 2023. According to the governor's technical advisor on agriculture, Dr. Sefia Fulahi Umar, the initiative targeting dry and rainy season farming covers crops such as rice and wheat. He noted that over 60% of farmers who accessed the subsidized loan have begun repayment, enabling the state to expand support. Umar dismissed concern about delayed input delivery and high pricing, insisting the rates are the lowest nationwide and that the timing remains viable for farmers. He also highlighted the newly launched 2025 Rice Dry Season Farming Program aimed at producing 50% of Nigerians' rice needs. The program benefits both smallholders and large-scale farming. For farmers, offering up to 30% subsidy on inputs like fertilizers, seedlings, and pesticides to boost yields and productivity. The presidency has ridiculed former Vice President Atiku Abubakar following the defection of the 2023 running mate Ifeanyi Okowa and other opposition figures to the APC. Presidential aide Bayo Onanuga stated that Atiku's political future appears dim, adding that his coalition is falling apart. Meanwhile, APC National Secretary Senator Ajibola Bashiru denied claim that the ruling party is enforcing a one-party state, attributing the opposition decline to the internal failings. The World Bank has projected the Nigerian poverty rate will increase by 3.6 percentage points by 2027, with over 106 million Nigerians, roughly 90% of the population, currently living in extreme poverty. In a report released during the IMF and World Bank spring meeting, the bank cited Nigeria's economic structure and governance issues as key drivers. Nigeria is listed among the 4 African countries with the highest number of poor people, alongside the DRC, Ethiopia, and Sudan. The bank recommended inclusive growth policies and fiscal reforms to reverse the trend. Report has it that despite worsening insecurity across Nigeria, the National Economic Council (NEC) once again omitted discussion on the creation of state policy during its Thursday meeting, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima. Although the issue was listed on the agenda, Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri confirmed it was deferred due to time constraints. This marked the 3rd consecutive NEC meeting where the topic was sidelined, despite previous commitment to resolve it. The meeting followed recent violent attacks in Benue, Plateau, and Kwara State, which left nearly 200 dead. President Bola Tinubu, currently abroad, has directed security agencies to take decisive action, with National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu confirming intensified efforts to affected states. Meanwhile, NEC approved several economic initiatives, including the establishment of a cotton, textile, and garment development board to boost local industry and a livestock transformation plan projected to generate $90 billion by 2035. The council also endorsed that creation of Green Imperative Project Office nationwide and reviewed national account balances. Vice President Shettima urged council members to prioritize results and unity over rhetoric and partisanship. A severe outbreak of Tuta absoluta, a destructive tomato paste, has caused northern Nigerian farmers to lose over 20 billion naira in just 2 months. More tomato-producing states like Kano, Kaduna, and Plateau have been heavily affected, leading to widespread crop failure and skyrocketing prices nationwide. In Lagos, tomato prices have jumped from 8,000 naira to over 40,000 naira per crate. Farmers cite extreme heat, poor funding, lack of mechanization, and inadequate government support as key challenges. Traders are also struggling with losses due to spoilage during transport. Experts warn that without long-term investment in irrigation, storage and transport infrastructure, food inflation, and tomato scarcity will worsen. The caretaker chairman of the Edo State PDP, Dr. Tony Ezegbemi, has reaffirmed the party's commitment to reclaiming what is described as a stolen mandate in the 2024 governorship election. Speaking at a stakeholders meeting in Benin, Ezegbemi stated that the PDP remained focused and undeterred despite internal and external challenges, and warned members against individuals posing as loyalists while working to undermine the party. PDP governorship candidate Dr. Asiu Ighodalo assured supporters that the party will pursue its appeal to the Supreme Court, expressing gratitude to witnesses who resisted alleged 30 million naira bribes. He promised to reward loyalty and rebuild the state if the party regains power. Former Governor Lucky Egbinidion urged members to remain confident, describing the party's current troubles as temporary. He emphasized the PDP resilience and organizational strength, while Chief Tom Ikimi stressed that the PDP remains the only viable path for Nigerians' political future, accusing the APC of being hijacked by self-serving interests. Ikimi condemned the recent attempt to install a new South-South PDP executive through what he called an illegitimate meeting in Calabar. He welcomed the National Working Committee's move to appoint a caretaker committee for the zone and reiterates the PDP strength in Edo and the South-South, despite defections to the APC. We are taking a break now. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Some TV.
Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
The Christian Association of Nigeria CAN Women Wing will weaken to Taraba State cordially invites the public to their 31st annual convention, which is scheduled to take place on 15th to 18th May 2025. Venue CRC and LCC EB. Theme: the role of Christian women in time like this. Special guest of honor, Her Excellency Mrs. Agin Agbukefus, First Lady of Taraba State. Guest speakers, Very Reverend Engineer Okechukwu Kalu JP and Reverend Sagarga Novalga Gargia. Chief host, Mrs. Alice Nuhu, weekend chairperson. Host, Mrs. Philomena Ibrahim and Reverend Dr. Dan Adis. Announcer, Planning Committee.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still with us. The Oyo State government has inaugurated a 20-member state task group to sanitization to eliminate open defecations and ensure access to water, sanitation, and hygiene across the state by 2028. Chaired by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Olanike Adeyomo, the group will coordinate the implementation of the National Open Defecation Free ODF certification protocol and promote hygiene practices in schools, markets, healthcare facilities, and households. The Deputy Governor, Barrister Bayo Lawal, represented by the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Prince Dotun Oyelade, inaugurated the group at the House of Chiefs Secretariat, Ibadan. He urged the team to intensify public awareness and encourage institutions to invest on basic sanitation infrastructure. The Surveyor Council of Nigeria, SURCON, has inducted 433 new members into the profession, emphasizing excellence, innovation, and ethical conduct. The ceremony held at the Chinda International Conference Center in Abuja was themed Beyond the Seal, elevating your brand, voice, and value as a professional. Surveyor General of the Federation, Abdulganiyu Adeyemi, described the event as the start of a promising future, urging inductees to embrace lifelong learning and contribute to national development. Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, highlighted the role of surveying in infrastructure and economic growth, encouraging the new professionals to adopt emerging technologies and uphold professional integrity. Former Environment Minister Suleiman Hassan Zama and President Ganiyu Agumbede both stressed the importance of leadership, innovation, and public service. The Vatican has finally been put to rest. Pope Francis' funeral, as thousands continue to pay their last respect to St. Peter's Basilica. The pontiff opened coffin will be sealed at 8 p.m. Friday during a ceremony led by Cardinal Kevin Farrell. High-profile dignitaries, including U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, are expected to arrive ahead of Saturday's ceremony, alongside 50 heads of state and 10 monarchs. Security has been heightened with airspace restriction, rooftop snipers, and fighter jets on standby. Pope Francis, who died Monday at age 88 following complications from doctors' advice, by making a final public appearance during Easter celebration. Known for his advocacy for the marginalized, Francis' last speech condemned societal contempt for the vulnerable. Over 130 foreign delegations are set to attend the funeral, and hundreds of thousands are anticipated to descend on Rome. That is the end of this broadcast. Before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines. NEDC calls for urgent healthcare improvement in Northeast. DHQ launches military diplomacy campaign in Adamawa State. Gunmen abduct 20 passengers on Benue Adoka Makodi Road. You can follow us on Facebook at Some TV and on YouTube at Some TV Live. I am Esther Oka Steven. Remain blessed.
Are you ready to advance your career